So, thank you very much to Agnes and Sasha. Great job, as always. As we move on with our afternoon session, returning to the stage for us are two really great artists, one all the way from South Africa, and our second artist, kind of Scottish, just moved to Spain. So we've got a Scotland Marbella thing going on. So please welcome to the stage Salome De Wet and Neil Barton.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome.
Welcome up. Yeah.
We're so excited to be here. Thank you very much for coming.
Yeah. I'm Salome De Wet. I'm all the way from Cape Town, South Africa.
And I'm Neil Barton, and I'm from Scotland.
Cool. So let's tell you guys about our collection we created for you today. When me and Neil found out that we are working together, we started just observing social movements, first of all, and then also just trying to find some similarities between the two of us. And me and him are both people that live in coastal cities next to the ocean, and we've had this insane feeling to get into nature after COVID and the last 2 years. So we've really been inspired by nature, but then also we want to play with this play of technology versus nature. So with Fresh Eyes, there's two elements to it. It's this nature versus technology, and then Neil's going to tell you about the other part of our collection.
Yeah, so Fresh Eyes is about when you see something in hairdressing and you've seen it before, so you don't do it. So what we wanted to do is take a fresh look at everything that's been done before and try and reinvent it into something new. So we were also inspired by like sea life, jellyfish, mullets, shags, nice classic cuts. But what we're going to do is we're going to change it up and deconstruct it into something new.
Yeah. So my lovely model, Benny, we started her color by pre-lightening the fringe area. We only pre-lightened this front piece. At the back and sides, it was a full global application with 6A colorants, and we added some blue and violet pure pigments.
So my model, she had pre-lightened ends, and her regrowth was really big, level 7, 6. But she decided she didn't want her hair lightened anymore, so we used top cheek instead to try and lift her up to about a level 9. And then we used some colorants. We used pastel peach colorants, and then we used aluminum clay colors on the ends as well. So we've got a pastel coral, and we've mixed it with some red to get some pinkish tones in there. And then we've got the silver, and we've got the metallic petrol, and a little touch of blue in there as well. In the morning, we kept everything a little bit more classic, but this time we've put some extensions in the hair just to brighten it up even more.
That looks incredible. With my application on the fringe, we also went in with Illumin Play. On the roots, it was coral with a few drops of red. And on the ends, we melted it into a combination of clear and blue with a drop of petrol. And where the two colors merged, it's creating this violet-y, like a violet fusion, I would say.
So, I've cut a fringe section in, but what I've done is I've cut 3 different fringes. So how to explain what I've done, I've taken a triangle section, and then I've taken just a straight section, which is 1 centimetre back from the hairline, and I've cut a straight fringe. Then I've taken another section, another centimetre further back, and then I've cut a rounded fringe that gets longer to each side. And then the last section, I've put all the layers up into the hair and then cut a concave shape. So this gives you a really, really nice veil. So I got inspired by a British model called Alexa Chung, because she has this really edgy look, and she has this fringe that can be worn straight or it can be worn quite 70s at the same time. So all I'm going to do, I've put extensions in just now, but I'm just going to tweak the fringe just a little bit, okay?
I'm also just having some fun and seeing what's, like, I actually really like to listen to what the hair wants to do. We also, earlier today, with the first show, just presented the model as is, and then we added some hair pieces, which I'm just gonna like have some fun with now. Get in with my razor. I think that's my favorite part about hair, is just to play with it and kind of like let the hair tell you what it wants to do.
Right, so this is my little first fringe that's underneath. So I've already cut this in the morning, but I've added extensions in, so I'm just going to blend these extensions in. So I'm cutting a square line, but I'm point cutting the hair to keep it soft. Then from another centimetre further back, I'm just going to pull more hair down. And then what I'm going to do is, I'll go over this way. So if you can see this on the camera, I'm going to carve the hair from longer at the sides into shorter, and then there's a connection in the middle. And I like to comb the hair onto my hands, almost like the hair's paper. So then I can really carve a beautiful shape in. Okay, so now we've got a straight fringe underneath that's quite soft. We've got a fringe that gets longer to the side. And now I'm going to layer the hair. Right, so comb this out. So using the second fringe as a guide, I'm just going to slide the hair and try and keep as much length at the sides as possible. And on some clients, I do this as a disconnected section all the way to the back of the head, and then I push all the hair forward. So it's really nice when you pin the hair up, because you get a nice veil of hair that falls down.
So I'm just trying to assess and create some balance. This is really inspired by like a jellyfish, like the movements of a jellyfish, and then obviously color choice was, yeah, like it's the most insane thing. If you start, I went on this rant, you know how you can go onto Pinterest and then you click on something and then you dive deeper and dive deeper and dive deeper. And the animals that we can find under the ocean is absolutely incredible. I would definitely recommend that for some inspiration if you're feeling stuck or uninspired.
So what I'm doing now is I'm getting my texturizing scissors and I'm going to twist some sections, and then I'm just going to cut 3 times just to soften out the middle section, just so you get a bit more of a raw movement there. Perfect. Now that really softens it out. Right, so earlier on, yesterday when we finished the color, my model's got a really nice texture of hair. So what I've done is we wanted to give it more like a feeling of the sea, like the hair's almost wet. So we put mousse in at the roots to give you a bit of a harder texture. And then on the ends, we kind of done Marcel waves. And we've kind of let her sleep like this overnight. So I'm just going to take these clips out just now. And I've tried not to be too perfect because I'm going to mess the hair up again in a second. But Tilda's hair is mega, mega thick, so it expands like a triangle. So she's had these clips in all night. What are you doing over there, Salome?
I'm using a little bit of dry boost and just deconstructing the shape a little bit. Now that I've cut some texture into my shape, I just wanted to live a little bit, move, give the illusion that the hair is moving a slight little bit, but I'm actually very happy with my shape at the moment.
Right, so what I'm doing just now, I'm just going to lightly just comb this shape out because I don't want it to be too perfect.
Amazing.
Just sort of smoothing out the ends here.
Look down for me.
And then with the fringe, I'm going to sweep it over slightly asymmetric. Perfect. And then what I like to do is to use the wand just to create just a little bit more volume at the sides. Just a little bit of a flick. And I'm just going to fan out the hair ever so slightly.
That looks amazing.
Right, so the idea was sea life. I really wanted to have a compact style that's quite close to the head, going into waves. But I still wanted to have a little bit of a 70s feel with the fringe. So really we're working on high shine against a soft texture. So I'm going to use a little bit more product. I've got some diamond gloss. Just going to use that in the back area.
Amazing.
And have you got dry boost?
Yes, I do have some dry boost.
And then on the ends, I'm going to use some dry boost. Perfect.
Cool.
Right.
Stand up for
If you just stand up. Perfect.
Amazing.
So I hope you like this.
Cool.
Perfect.
So our next models can join us on stage. Cool. Thanks for intro.
Perfect. That's great. So this is my model, Amelia, and she had quite a big regrowth. So yesterday, we lightened the hair to try and even out a lot of the bands that were in the hair. And then we've toned with 10 BB and 10 V colorants. And then we've went through using a lumen play. So we've used like a metallic petrol, we've used blue on the ends, we've got clear just with a little touch of blue in there, just to give you more like a sea life feel. Earlier on, her hair was shorter, but what we've done today is put some more extensions in later on, just to give you a bit more of this jellyfish feel. And do you want to explain how you've done these extensions?
Yes. So I first started by merging the two original colors, the blue, the darker, deeper blue into the slightly lighter blue, and then I actually faded it into just metallic silver on the ends. And then I used, once the hairpiece, I was fully saturated on both sides, I just used a brush with black Illumin Play and just visually kind of dabbed color over like this middle band of it. And then obviously when it's layered on top of each other, it gives the illusion that there's like this movement going on. So yeah, I actually really like playing with hair pieces and just kind of seeing where it takes you. A few leading up to the show, I spent some nights and just played around with some different patterns on hair and milking and merging different colors. It's a nice way to just figure out new techniques.
So what are you doing there?
So with my lovely model, Daisy, she has the most incredible hair and she also looks like Lady Gaga. So I was very inspired by her look. She came in with an already copper base, but it was a slightly deeper level 6 copper base with a lot of color bands. So we started by doing a wet balayage just to even it out. I didn't need a lot of lift. I just wanted to lift out some color bands and get it to like around about an 8 level. Then we went in with Top Chic on the roots because she had quite a big regrowth. It was 7 RO Max, 7 RR Max, and 7 KR with yellow and orange pure pigments. And then I alternated color-ons and Illumin Play on the ends. It was Berry Illumin Play, and the color-ons was 700 at GK and 9kg, also with orange and yellow pure pigments. Yeah, and it was just beautiful as is. What I like about this color application is I try and, if I want something that's very dimensional in the end, I try not to create a solid base. So when I was pre-lightening, I also used a weaving technique to like lighten some, leave some darker, so it actually your end result becomes more dimensional.
So what I'm doing just now, I'm just still finishing off the fringe area. But how I cut this shape was a little bit of a disconnection. So we've got a rounded disconnection section on top. We've got a disconnected fringe section. And underneath we used concave layering. Because she used to have the sides quite short, but we're trying to grow the length down just now. Round the hairline at the front, I've carved it really to show off her cheekbones. But what I'm going to do just now is run through just little sections with the razor just to try and deconstruct it. I'm trying to work more on rounded shapes. And she has a little bit of a lick on the hairline, so I'm just trying to go with how her hair naturally lies.
With my styling, we pre-curled with the smallest tong the whole head in a pivoting section last night and went to bed with that. And this morning we just redid all the curls back to back just to smooth them out and just take the frizziness away. And then we actually, with the first show this morning, we brushed it out and we used some Glamour Whip just on this area and just smoothed it down just also to get that play of wet and dry texture. And I'm actually going to ask Neil if he would mind coming and helping me after he's done, just to show you guys a little party trick.
Perfect. Right, so Amelia's got the most amazing texture, so you don't really need to use a hairdryer on her. And when I do a lot of photo shoots, I like to pre-style the hair the night before, let the model sleep on it, and then when she comes in the morning, I like to work on the natural texture that she's got. So again, she's got this beautiful wave in the hair, and all I want to do is just blend a little bit of this back section in with the hair extensions. So I'm trying to go for a little bit of a wet look, and then on the root area, I'm going to use a little bit dusted just to get some texture. So I'm just going to spray, to sprinkle lightly. Then aggravate the hair. And then on the front section of the fringe, I'm going to use a diamond gloss. And then again on these extensions. Right, do you want me to help you?
Yes, I would love
Perfect.
that. Oh my word, that looks incredible.
No problem. You can take that off now. That's perfect.
Wow. Okay. So I've prepped the hair with a little bit of hairspray. And
Right, so we'll go around this way.
turn.
Perfect. So what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to create quite a strong triangular shape.
Uh-huh.
So I first obviously prepped it, backcombed a little bit with my hands, just to get a little bit of structure in that hair. Now I'm layering a little bit of hairspray, and then using a bit of heat.
And why are you using the net?
Well, the net is going to help us to create that shape, to smooth out and round off the shape.
And it kind of stops the hair getting sticky as well. So
Exactly. Especially if you're doing photo shoots, you really want it to be like, quite dramatic and rounded. So this will help you to create the impact, the visual impact you want.
And again, Desi's hair was pre-styled the night before,
Yeah.
curled and then slept on.
Do you think that'll do the trick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. Goodness. Amazing.
Fabulous. So a little bit of tweaking. We hairdressers, we love to faff, eh? Amazing. I'm happy. Are you ready? Oh,
Yeah, I'll stop.
amazing. Doe my intro.
All right, and then I'll get this hair. Perfect.
Incredible.
Right, perfect.
Thank you so much,
you very
everyone.
much for having
We'll
us,
see you
okay?
tonight.
Perfect.
Cool.